Hi everyone, I'm Wendy. I'm 16. Since childhood, I dreamed of having a dog, but was not allowed one because we lived in an apartment on the 8th floor, and the dog needed to be walked several times a day, and taken care of too. And I was too small to handle it all by myself. My parents didn't have any time for pets, so they turned me down. Years passed. My friends had pets. Jacqueline had a goldfish. She loved her because she was very beautiful and it gave some charm to the house, but it was more of a decoration for Jacqueline, rather than a living creature, and I clearly didn't like it. Kelly had a cat, and although it felt nice to be petting it, it wasn't something that I needed. I always wanted a dog, a big, energetic, thoroughbred dog that I would love and protect. That was my dearest wish. One spring afternoon, I was walking home after school, as usual. I came across a dog as I was skipping along the street. It was an ordinary stray dog. It seemed to me that it gave me a strange look. I'd seen many strange dogs in my life, but this one stood out in some way. There was something special about it. And I don't mean the appearance. The dog was peering into my eyes and whining. I had half of my lunch on me, so I picked out all the meat and put it on the ground. The dog approached slowly, while still looking at me in the eye. Took the meat and stepped aside. She trusted me, and it was a good sign. I called the dog Peggy. Every day, she met me in the same place, and I fed her. We got attached to each other. I never expected to like an ordinary stray dog, but I did. At some point, I decided to tell my parents about Peggy and persuade them to let her live with us forever. Moreover, we were soon going to be moving to a private house. When we sat to have dinner, I raised this topic. Mom began yelling. She said that we should at least get a thoroughbred. Dad was against too. He said that we had enough money to afford a good thoroughbred dog that would protect our house and us, and he didn't need a plain mutt in his house. Despite my young age, I tried to tell them what I thought. Peggy and I got attached to each other. She would protect me no matter what. Mom and Dad were not satisfied with that story. They told me to ride a bus home in the future. I was depressed. I forgot my childhood dreams. When I was little, I wanted a purebred dog. I thought only a purebred dog was capable of loving, and that it was better in all ways. And now I was ready to give up everything just to reunite with Peggy. I cried all night. I could barely get up to go to school in the morning. I imagined Peggy coming and waiting for me in our agreed place, but I was not there. My parents just want to ruin my life, I thought. A week passed, and gradually I began to put up with the idea that Peggy and I were parted, but thinking about her was still pretty painful, of course. One morning, I was going to school, and Dad joined me on this way to work. We went to a bus stop together. There were no people around except one man who had cut off our path and stood in front of us, holding a knife in his hand. Dad and I were lost. It was a really scary situation. We didn't know what to do and what the end would be. It was obvious that nothing good was going to happen. Dad had many competitors in his business. I thought someone had hired a bandit to kill him. Dad was holding my hand tightly. I was very worried. All of a sudden, I saw Peggy. She found me. Peggy pounced on the bandit and grabbed his hand. I called her. She ran up to me and began to lick me. The bandit escaped, and my dad froze over some thought. That's how we met Peggy and learned what she was capable of. Peggy and I were looking at my dad. Peggy barked cheerfully and began to wag her tail. I tried to talk to him again to convince him to reconsider his decision. After all, stray dogs deserve exactly the same love as thoroughbreds. Moreover, Peggy saved my dad's life. Dad stopped for a moment and said we could talk in the evening. When we all gathered at the table, Dad said he gave it thought and decided to allow me to bring Peggy home. We told Mom the morning story. She was surprised. From then on, Peggy waited for me at home. We'd have so much fun together. I continued feeding her, but I switched to normal dog food, of course. Soon, we bought a private house with a built-in booth for Peggy. Life is splendid, and my dreams have come true. Thank you for watching. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to share what you think in the comments, and don't be quick to judge by appearance.